Hey, I'm Clara, founder of Good Day Pilates, and this is Good Stretch with Well+Good. Today, I'm going to take you through a lower back stretch series. This will be really great if you're someone who sits at your desk all day. Our backs tend to get a little tight and sticky, so it's really nice to stretch them out. We're going to get started on hands and knees. So you'll make your way to all fours, where your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Think first here about length through the spine, so reaching long through the crown of the head and back through the tailbone. We're going to start with a few cat and cows. So I want you to drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your gaze, and then press into your hands, scoop your belly and round your spine. And then we'll move through a few of those, again at your own pace with your own breath. Really feeling the stretch through the front of the chest and then through the upper back. And we'll take 2 more each way. And then just meeting back in a neutral spine position, we're going to take the cat and cow side to side. So you're going to look over your left shoulder, think left hip towards left shoulder, and then go the other way. Look over your right shoulder, right hip towards right shoulder, and then keep moving side to side here. So it's almost like you're wagging your tail, opening up now through the side of the body. You have these little muscles along the sides of your low back that tend to get a little sticky. So it's really nice to open them up in this way. We'll do 1 more each way. And then again, finding that central position, we're going to take our knees as wide as the mat. Let your big toes touch in the middle and start to send your hips back into a child's pose. Now you just go as far as feels good for you, and then if you want a little more, you can start to crawl your hands forward. Maybe you stay here, or maybe your forehead drops down towards the ground. Staying here and thinking about lengthening through the sides of the body, and really sending those hips back towards your heels. We'll take 2 more breaths, just breathing into the space either side of the low back. Now we're going to stay in our child's pose. Just start to crawl your hands over towards the right side of the mat, and then send your hips back to the left, opening up here through that whole left side body. You could stay here, or maybe you want to stack your left hand on top of your right for a little extra leverage here. Really breathing into that left side. And take 2 more breaths. And then bringing it through center, we're going to take our hands to the left and our hips to the right. Sinking back into that right hip. Maybe you want to stack your right hand on top of your left to just find a little more space, a little more sensation through that whole right side body. Again, we'll take 2 more breaths. And we're going to slowly come back to center with the hands. Shift forward again to hands and knees. We'll tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back into a downward dog. So as you send those hips up towards the ceiling, really think about flaring your sit bones. You want to have a soft bend in the knees and let the heels melt down towards the floor. And then just take a couple of breaths here, really pressing the hands down, sending the chest back towards the thighs. Feeling that nice opening through that whole back body. We're going to take 1 more breath. See if you can let those heels drop a little further. And then we'll start to walk our hands back towards our feet. And you're going to meet me in a forward fold. Once you're there, let your head hang heavy. You might want to grab a hold of opposite elbows here and just start to take a little sway side to side. Again, opening up through the sides of the low back. And take a couple more sways, really grounding through the feet. And then just returning back to center, hands to the floor, get a little extra bend in your knees, and we're gonna roll ourselves up to standing, one bone at a time. Once you get to the top, sweep the arms up overhead. We're gonna catch the left wrist with the right hand, really lengthen and start to lean over towards the right. Really plug down into that left foot. Again, feeling that stretch of that whole left side body. You might even want to look up underneath that left armpit just to get a little more sensation there. We'll take one more breath. See if you can fold a little bit deeper. Coming back to center, we're gonna swap. So catch your right wrist with your left hand, lengthen first, and then lean over to the left. Feeling that stretch now through that right side body. You could peek up underneath that right armpit and just feel that change in sensation. We'll take one more breath. And then slowly coming back to center, arms go wide as you fold down over your legs again here. This time, hands are gonna plant to the floor and we'll walk out to a high plank position. We're gonna pause here for a moment. We're gonna lower down onto our belly. So you can do it from your toes or you can drop your knees down. And then nice and slowly, we're gonna lower down for the count of 3, the count of 2, and then let yourself go to the floor on 1. Once you're there, just get comfy, maybe wiggle out your hips a little bit, lengthen your legs. Palms are gonna plant just underneath your shoulders. Hug the elbows back towards one another. Keeping the chin tucked so the back of the neck is long, we're gonna press into the hands and peel the chest up into just like a little cobra stretch here. A little pause at the top, think wide collarbones. Again, keeping a gentle tuck of the chin so we're not poking the head forward. And then slowly lower back down. We're gonna take that a few more times. Press into the hands, peel the chest up. A little pause at the top, and then slowly lower down. 2 more times. So it's so nice to find a little bit of extension throughout our day. Again, because often we spend so much time sitting, especially at desks. So it's really nice to extend the spine every now and then. We don't often do it. One more. And then as you lower down, we're gonna bring our arms to a cactus position. So you'll bend the elbows to 90 degrees, elbows in line with shoulders. We're gonna look over towards the left, so your right ear comes to the mat, and then roll over to your right hand side. So you can let that left leg hang over the right and take a little pause. We wanna feel that stretch all down the back of the body. Take one more breath. And then slowly coming back to center, we're gonna swap. So gaze goes to the right and then roll to the left. Right leg just kind of hangs over the top of the left leg. Take another breath here. And then returning back to center. Last time, we're gonna plant our palms underneath our chest and you're gonna press back to a child's pose. So push yourself up, hips go back to your heels, finding your child's pose. And you can hang here for just a moment. Maybe come up onto your fingertips and see if you can send your hips back a little further. And just notice how this child's pose might feel a little different, hopefully a little easier than the last one. Now that we've found a little more range of motion through our spine. Just one more breath here. And nice and slowly, crawl your hands back towards your knees. Come to a seated position up on your knees. And you're all done. And this was Good Stretch with Well+Good. Again, I'm Clara, founder of Good Day Pilates. For more videos like this, subscribe below. See you next time.